Well, blessed morning, friends, folks. Today is October 12th, 2022, and that is a delicious steak sandwich I'm munching around on. We have a quote today from Elizabeth Barrett Browning. God, God's gifts put man's best dreams to shame. And today's scripture is Isaiah 55:2. Why spend money on what is not bread, and your labor on what does not satisfy? Okay, in word. We like to think we have a lot of resources at our disposal. A plan for the future, a diverse portfolio, a wealth of friends and family, a strategy for personal security, frequent entertainment, and more. Subtly and imperceptibly, our faith begins to shift from the God who gave us these things to our ownership of these things. Before long, we are imbibing the secular wisdom and humanistic strategies for success, health, and welfare. We seek all our comforts without reference to God, except for our prayer that He will support our agenda. This path from God reliance to self-reliance is surprisingly short in its distance, but very, very tragic in its implications. God's penetrating question through Isaiah calls us to a better way. Why, when we have the God of all resources in our intimate fellowship, would we place our faith in the resources themselves? Perhaps that's the problem. We aren't in intimate relationship with Him. It's easier to pursue self-sufficiency, we think, than pursue the invisible God. But human ingenuity falls woefully short. We will find that out before long, if we haven't already. The conclusion, indeed. Why do we seek wisdom from any source other than God? Why do we trust in provision from the work of our own hands? Why do we find our security more in our human relationships than in our Holy Father? The answers are part of the mystery of fallenness. Just as their sin drove the Israelites away from their covenant with God, so does ours. Supernatural faith becomes naturally corrupt all too quickly. Finite minds and fickle hearts are always in need of redirection. God gives us His direction. He implores us to embrace it. It is the only way to life. It alone will delight our soul. It takes hold of His everlasting faithfulness. Is that so hard to remember? Our discipleship must always involve turning to what is truly bread and laboring for what really satisfies. Daily, hourly, and moment by fulfilling moment. You ever heard anyone say they are a self-made man? Nobody gave this to me. Well, the Lord gave it to you, and you should thank Him for all that He has done. But if one doesn't believe in the Lord, then they're going to be a self-made person. I've heard it over and over again. And usually these self-made people, when I was down in the dumps, they would tell me, someday if you work hard, Jack, you'll have something like this. Someday, little brother, you'll have something like this. And I'm looking at them like, I don't know what you got. I knew back then when I was low in life, I still didn't want what these people had. Some of these people I loved, others I just looked at them and they were just people that I really didn't want to be around. And I don't know. Without the Lord, you're going to think that everything is your accomplishment. But to me, you're cutting yourself off from the excellent blessings that Gohat, great God Almighty, has for you. He has so many blessings for you, but you gotta ask for it. One, in the Word it says you do not receive because you do not ask, and that is true as well. This is very good. A good lesson this morning. Your soul's delight. I work real hard for the money that I have. I don't work as hard as I used to, but I like what my cousin Frank said. He has good secular wisdom. My cousin Frank, he has had some ball-busting jobs through the years, and as he got older, his jobs got easier, but he could still get down with labor. And anyways, he told me the older you get, the easier your job should be. He had heard about some of my relatives down here in Oklahoma talking bad about me and stuff, and then he was like, yeah, well, their son's still a drunk, and you straightened out. Why did I straighten out? Because I gave myself to be made in the Son of Man, not man. I'm not a self-made man. I am I am made under the Son of Man, and I'm going to leave it right there. And I still stand on that today, and even more so. 14 years in, January 5th, 2008 is when I surrendered to find the greatest victory of all. And you can find it too. You'll have your soul's delight. In this light, the darkness cannot comprehend. With love, that suffers long and endures everything. Be blessed today in your iron journey.